Hi, and welcome to this presentation on the portfolio's student introduction piece. First of all, we'll start with what is the student introduction piece. What it will do is it will introduce you, it will introduce the content of your portfolio, and it will introduce your theme or your metaphor. In terms of requirements, these are the things that should be included. Most people choose to do this in a paragraph. Number one, you should introduce yourself in a short paragraph. Number two, you should introduce your portfolio's main theme or metaphor in a paragraph, and we'll talk about that in future slides. You should then introduce each paper that will be found in your portfolio. And what I would suggest is that you should include one short paragraph per essay. In that short paragraph per essay, you will include a synopsis of what the paper is about and how it fits your theme. You will end your student introduction with a paragraph that leaves the reader excited to continue reading your portfolio. Your introduction is the first thing that people will read when they open up your portfolio, and so you want them to be excited to continue reading and to discover the contents and discover what you've learned, your accomplishments, how you've changed as a writer. Usually, by the time you finish your self-introduction, your portfolio's theme introduction in each paper, you usually get to about 1.5 to 2 pages in length, and those pages will count towards the final page total. So for Comp 2, we're looking at 28 pages. Those 2 pages will count, or that 1.5 page will count towards your final page count. Now let's talk about the theme or the metaphor. It's a way for you to make your portfolio your own, and it also allows for some creativity. You are going to choose a theme or a metaphor that in some way connects to who you are and to your semester or your time in Comp 2. Papers then will loosely be tied to this theme. Now, in the range of years that I have taught, themes have ranged a wide degree. You might choose each paper to be one movie. You might choose one movie, and each paper will become a character in that movie. You might choose a holiday, which is what my example is. You might choose your senior year of high school. You might choose your family. You might choose a jewelry box, and then each paper becomes a piece of jewelry in that jewelry box. So the sky's the limit. Be creative in terms of your themes. They can be hobbies, they can be things that you enjoy. Anything really works for a metaphor. They can be tied based on the following things, by content. And so my example is I'm writing about Christmas, and maybe my definition essay was about the definition of a gift. And so my definition essay becomes my gift essay because we give gifts during Christmas time. My writing process connection. So I could have a connection to how the writing of that essay went, and it ties in some way to my theme. So for example, my research essay is going to become decorating for Christmas. That's my tie. Because decorating for me takes a long time. The writing of the research essay took a long time for me, or that whole process, because it was a series of steps that took 5 to 6 weeks to complete. I may have a grade connection. Again, my theme is Christmas. My favorite season or day of the Christmas season is Christmas Eve. And so I'm going to make a tie because my compare-contrast critique was the essay that I got an A on. And so my Christmas Eve paper is going to be my compare-contrast paper because it's my favorite part of the season and it was my highest grade. I could have another connection. It could be the feeling that I had about a piece of writing. It could be about the topic itself. It could be about the process. Really, any way that I can tie things to the essay will work. It's fair game. So my example, again, my theme is Christmas. My least favorite part of the Christmas season is the over-commercialization of it. My counter-argument essay was the one that I did not like writing, and so that becomes my over-commercialization essay. So in my paragraph, I'm going to introduce the counter-argument essay, what I wrote about, how I approached that essay, and then I'm going to talk about how it ties to my theme. I don't like the counter-argument essay, and I don't like the over-commercialization of Christmas, and so my paragraph now is complete. So again, for each of the paragraphs that introduce your essay, you will want to give a quick little synopsis. So what's the essay about? And how does it fit my theme? Why did I choose what I did for my theme in terms of how it fits my essay? And lastly, we had mentioned in the introduction, or the learning statement presentation, that each learning statement needs to include a brief introduction, 1 to 2 sentences, reminding the reader of how the theme is apparent in this particular essay. And so what you're going to do in 1 to 2 sentences is briefly reintroduce us to the essay, as well as to how it fits the theme. And again, 1 to 2 sentences is sufficient. It should not be identical to the paragraph that you wrote in the intro, because your paragraph in the intro is probably longer. 1 to 2 sentences is sufficient. As always, if you have any questions about the theme, how to write the intro, I am available during those virtual office hours. You can shoot me an email, you can leave me a voicemail, and I will get back to you as soon as possible. Thank you.